Hi everybody, and let's see how a class work. So we get this class here, and we wanna start it from scratch. Okay, to define a class in Python, you just have to put the keywords class and then give a name to the class. For example, man, and then def init will initialize this class. You get to put always self as first argument, and then let's put this one like surname. Okay, then let's do self dot surname equal surname. What do this means? Okay, it means simply that self is the instance, the name of the instance that you will create using this class that has is a structure where in the structure, in this box, in the structure, there is a variable that is called not variable but attribute surname, that is equal to a variable, but unlike a variable, this attribute is linked to the instance of this class. What is an instance? This self. Okay, this self is the future name, as you can say it, of the instance of the class. So it's like you define a space uh, where you have some values that are stored under this name and that will contain some value, and this value in particular here, as it's also in the as an argument of this init method, and it will come from it will be given to the instance as when you create the instance. So for example, let's create an instance out of this box here. We have, let's say, like a man and a theoric man. Each man has a surname. So we're gonna make instead a real man with an actual surname. So we wanna call this real man man1. The first one that I'm gonna create will be created with all the characteristics of a generic man. So will be man, and as this accepts a surname, we will give, when we create this instance, a surname to this one, that is Smith. So we are going to create a new man based on a generic man with a particular surname that will go in here. So you see, this self here means that it's like a placeholder for new instance that will be created with this class, with this kind of structure. So when I want to retrieve the surname of my first instance, I just have to print man1. So I print the name of the variable, that the instance of my class here with the particular name Smith. So man1 dot surname. Let's see what happens when I run this program. It does print Smith, okay, because I printed man1 surname. right? So this surname here belongs to this instance, and it's accessible writing the name of the instance, a dot, and the attribute. Let's see what happens if I just print man1. As you can see here, man1 is an instance of man, of this class here. It's an object, as in Python, everything it's an object, and this is where his location is in the memory. So let's create another instance. The second man2, will always be constructed with the class, so with the structure. And let's see what happens if I don't give nothing here to man. So man2 dot surname, what will it be? As I put it in here, it says that it needs a surname, so I will call it let's say stone. So now it prints stone here. Instead, the first one, sir, it was Smith and Stone. Let me print man1 here at the end, and the man2 too. Man2. You see that they are located in different locations. Okay, now this is an attribute. Let's see a method. A method are functions in classes. So let's do self initials and self. You get to use self inside of the method, and then I will return self dot surname surname, but just the first character 0. Okay, so how do I get this method to work? I'm doing just the same. I'm gonna do print man2 dot initials. This time I'm gonna put 2 parentheses here because it's a method. So here it is, the initial of stone. There is S. Let's call it Miles. So the initial is M. Instead, the initials of, there will be also a method initials with the 2 parentheses here, also for man1, because they all have been built with this class that has a surname and initial method, and so every instance created with this class will inherit this, will have in them this attribute and this method, so I can call them. The only thing that is required is the argument here, that is surname, that is given when the instance is created. So let's see. Okay, Smith starts with S and mine starts with M. Or we can also create another one that is len of self that return self surname, the len of self surname. How is long the name? Let's see it. So we want to print. Now it has another method that is this one. So print man1, you put a dot, then you put len, and then the two parentheses because it's method. And let's do the same for man2. Let's run it, and you see that Smith starts with S and has five characters as Miles. Let's call it Miles on the second one. You see now it has 9 characters. You can also return here F the word self surname has let's put this one here letters. Okay, let's change it this way. Now you see Smith. The word Smith has 5 letters. Milestone, the word milestone has 9 letters. And we can also make something a little more complicated here. Self-serve name starts with self-serve name 0. So Smith starts with S. The word Smith has 5 letters. Milestone starts with M. The word milestone has 9 letters. So this is how classes works. They are very useful because you can have the same attributes with different instances built with the same class, so that they are all the same. You can eventually, but different arguments like this one. You can also add other attributes here that this one won't have. You can just go and do man2 dot name equal John, and then print man2 dot name. See here it's John, but now if I do print man1 name, it will give me an error because man object has no attribute name, and so it will not have it. So that is an introduction to how classes works basically. Thank you and see you next time.